video, I found a scooter on Facebook Marketplace. I've gotten eBay, Amazon, Wish, all types of scooters, but this is the first one I've ever bought on Facebook Marketplace. And not only is it a Facebook Marketplace scooter, I bought it for $35. I think that's what the guy wanted. So like imagine a meal at Applebee's or something like that. That's what I bought this scooter for. I was just browsing Facebook and I found it. I was like, okay, number one, it's really cheap. Number two, it's an MGP. And number three, I'm almost 20 now. I'm 19 years old. And I think when I was like 9 or 10, I had this exact scooter. Just not in this exact color, but I had this exact scooter right here. I don't even know what you call this thing, but it has a 2-piece bar and one of the tiniest but heaviest decks ever. This is the scooter that literally started this entire scooter journey that I've been on for the past 10 years or so. Most of y'all might actually recognize this. If you don't, well, get used to it, because these are pretty freaking legendary, even though it's only like $35. But what's crazy is this company that made this also makes this. This is not good. This is fire. This has a tiny bit of scratch marks. I mean, it was ridden a little bit, but not much. All original. It's got MGP grips, MGP grip tape. This is like a completely untouched scooter. Doesn't even have HIC or any of the compression systems that most scooters have nowadays. Like, it doesn't have that. It's like an Allen wrench thing. It's weird. But I used to have this scooter, even with the spring-loaded brake. In fact, it's probably as good as I could find one. You'd be surprised on Facebook Marketplace, if you look up like a scooter, most of the time it's gonna be an electric scooter. Like, they don't have these much on Facebook Marketplace at all. And you probably shouldn't buy a scooter from Facebook Marketplace, but I had to, because like, come on, bro, this thing's like 20 years old. Mine didn't have this bar thing. It was like more of a clamp, but it's still a 2-piece bar. Like, you could take this top piece out. They don't make those anymore. Like, every pair of bars you find is a 1-piece bar. No matter what, you're not gonna be able to take it apart and switch it out or whatever. Unless you find like a very low level beginner scooter. That's common, but like in the higher levels, they don't do that at all. So you can tell most of the stuff that's on this scooter actually came from this kind of scooter. In fact, the main thing that they stuck with is the 3-hole head tube. This is on that scooter as well, and on a lot of MGP scooters still. And just from looking at it, the bars are straight, the compression's definitely loose, but I would expect that. It's gonna be the jankiest scooter experiment I think I've ever experimented with. Okay. So the park is pretty much empty. Well, for the next like 30 seconds, there's people here now, but we're gonna get it cooking because it's like literally 70 degrees out, which is unheard of for March in Pennsylvania where I live. Like, that's unbelievable. Gong, gong, yeah. Whip the hip, triple heel whip. Oh my God. Uncoordinated as heck right now. That was not okay. .450 downhill. Oh God. Whew. All right, ready? 180 whip. Cab bar. Whip in. Now we go to the hubba. 50 down it to 180. Oh, that half cab was horrendous. Other side now. So front side and then a back side 180. Just don't mess with the half cab. Oh, I slipped. There we go. Hurricane. Oh. Oh, that was nice. Nose mani bar. Oh, my foot. Good. Nose manual, bar spin. Frick. Keep going. Come on. There it is. We got it. This is gonna be a tougher one. 50 and then 180. Like that. I gotta go all the way around the rail to here. And bada bing. Bada boom. Good. Oh, this is gonna work right here. Oh. Go below right now. Comment, do you like Roman who rides street or Roman who rides park? Park Roman or street Roman? Which one? Nice. Come on. Come on, G. Nope. Ah. Oh. is. Let's go. Oh yeah, upside down. Whip front lip, bar spin, whip front scoot. Yee. See, I'm saying, which one do you like more? The street or the park? One on my line, and I'm gonna get my Facebook scooter truck driver in. And back lip down the handrail. Good. And then manual, and then whip into the small quarter. Ready? Manny, Manny, Manny. Frick. Good. Come on. Nice tranny. Back lip. Okay. Manual, whip in. Simple last trick. That's it. Nothing complicated. There we go. Okie dokie. I'm kind of nervous to see how this rides. I have to admit, these are some of the softest grips I've ever felt. Like, these are so soft. I don't know if it's because they're so old or they just naturally come this soft, but holy smoke. So the funny thing about these things is I actually see them every once in a while. Like, I won't see them very often, but every once in a while a kid comes up to the skate park with something very similar to this. Maybe not this exact same thing, but it's quite similar. And you like, I'm a scooter guy, so I know exactly what I'm looking at. And you probably do too, but I've seen them every once in a while, and it's just like, it's a crazy, like, holy cow, I used to have one of those when I was like 8. But this brake is spring loaded. So like literally there's a spring under here and it makes it super undialed, even though this thing's already undialed. I mean, like, listen, there's nothing dialed about this. The handlebars shake back and forth like this. They go back and forth like this. It's just all shaky. The headset is fire. Like, the headset is in great condition. It spends like a dime. Like I said, I bought it on Facebook for $35, 35 bucks for a scooter. That's just crazy. I bought some $50 scooters, but I've never bought a $35 scooter. So we're gonna see what $35 on Facebook Marketplace can do. And my hopes, very small. Now, it's not as heavy as I remember it, but it's definitely like my scooter that's not this one is 100% heavier. I mean lighter. This one's definitely heavier, and it's probably a fourth of, maybe a third of the size. Bars are probably 20 inches tall, maybe 15, 16 inches wide. And the deck is, I think, 19 inches long, and it's so thin. Like, this might be 3.5 inches wide. Riding this feels like I'm standing on a pole. Like, not even a deck, a pole. Like I said, the grips feel fine, but they're definitely falling apart. And the bottom of this deck is where this thing is flawed, because this is like a literal circle with 2 rods that you can grind, but the rest of this is either a flat, sharp edge, or it's literally like a bowl upside down. The headset is all goofy. Like, if I wanted to tighten the compression, I wouldn't even have to take the bars off. I would literally just have to get like this big wrench, and oh my God, tail whipping this thing is death. I don't know how I rode this back in the day. Like, I really don't. I don't even know how people rode this. I think R. Willie, like 10 years ago, double flared one of these kind of scooters. How? But what you gotta realize is back when that was a thing, this was like the top of the line thing. Like, the Razor was below this, and this was what was the top line scooter that you could buy for sure. But I'll tell you right now, the back sweep on the bars makes you feel like you're riding a BMX bike or a mountain bike. It's not like a scooter. It feels extra goofy. I don't even know if I want to bar spin this. Oh God. The wheels actually feel surprisingly okay, even though they're plastic cores. Bar spins, not that great. I don't really like the flanges at the end of these grips. That's kind of throwing me off. But seriously, like, tail whipping this thing is death. Like, I barely have enough room for a third of my foot. It does actually have plenty of nose blunt room, but it's not like you're nose blunting this thing with anything, because it's just so sketchy. Like, I don't even want to board slide anything, because the deck at the bottom is barely touching the ground or the rail. In fact, it's literally hardly touching it at all. It's just those 2 rods at the bottom. Me, very much no likey. Like, I do not like this. And I'm so glad MGP makes better scooters now. Like, goodness gracious, if this is where they stopped, it would be horrible. Okay, let's see if we can ride a half pipe on this. I don't think it's gonna work. Like, dude, you can't even 50 this. You can't. It will not lock in. I don't even think you could feeble it. I mean, no, not really. It won't lock in. I'm not gonna grind this at all because of the fact that, like, I can just roll on either side. I don't even want to stall on this. Like, dude, what the it's so unbalanced. Like, I can't even, like, stand flat. This thing was probably made before grinding on scooters was a thing. Bar spin air, and then a tail whip air. Oh my, bri flip. Nope, it feels so goofy because of the back sweep. So my hands aren't flat, they're kind of bent backwards like the bars are. So like bri flipping this is just very strange. And if you're even thinking about telling me to flare this, think again. Because I have a very strong feeling that if I jump too hard, these bars are gonna fall off, and that's an easy trip to the hospital. Bri flip. Ugh. Dude, it's so scary because it's such a tiny landing space. Like, it's like I have a few inches to land on. Oh my God. I'm gonna say it. I'm the first person to broadcast this scooter. Well, there you have it. This is what $35 on Facebook Marketplace gets you. And maybe not the smartest investment, but it's definitely a strange one.